wonderful board of education, like 50 people sitting in front of you. Oh my God, the scene, I don't want to even remember those days. So we passed it, okay? In 2005, we started using the new curriculum. The new curriculum, as Özcan Hocam has mentioned earlier, is based on Common European Framework of References. So what we did was we opened up the descriptors of levels, and we adapted, of course, we had the national goals of education, so we kind of prepared, implemented the Common European Framework of References descriptors to the program. So it's basically skills-based and communicative, with lots of tasks and activities, okay? And this one was for the primary education, so don't please misunderstand me. I have nothing to do with the secondary education. I really don't know what's happening there. I'm going to learn it next week when I attend this workshop in Ankara. So I bet it's going to be wonderful because I know very outstanding academics worked in that committee. So just to show you what it looked like as opposed to the previous ones, this is a sample for the 4th grade, okay? We have the 3rd unit. This is not the curriculum, this is the syllabus, by the way. Curriculum, we had the general objectives. The syllabus is, I have listening, reading, writing and speaking, skills column, functions column, and tasks column. I don't have, as you can see, any grammar column, vocabulary, or, I don't know, context. All those are listed as suggested topics, suggested points, okay? This curriculum defends the idea that language learners should be autonomous, because learning cannot be done in the classroom only for 3 hours a week. Learning is an ongoing process. So what we should do is to teach them how to learn, learning strategies and skills, and language should be learned integratedly and inductively. And this is openly stated in the curriculum, in the introductory part of the curriculum. You can download it, by the way, from the website, official website of Ministry of Education, okay? I am personally totally against the idea of presenting grammar in isolation, okay? I didn't learn English that way. I was very lucky because mine was very much like acquisition. I had an American nanny. I was that rich at that time. Now look at me. I was just kidding, because we didn't have babysitting system at that time in Turkey, so Americans were the only available ones for babysitting. That's why I ended up with an American nanny, and how I picked up language, okay? I work with language teachers. Today, in the morning, a very nice the teacher from a primary school raised her hand and asked a question. Is she here right now? I don't know. After hearing her English, I was 100% convinced that she wasn't teaching at a state school. I bet she's teaching at a private school, because you should see the language levels, not all, but just this is a generalization. Aman, please forgive me. You should really hear their language competency level. Amazing. Horrifyingly amazing. Terrorizingly wonderful. Okay. And in 2009, the ministry said, because we kept warning them, we said, hey, you changed the curriculum. Hey, you asked the authors to write books, but it's not working. Because you can have a wonderful curriculum, you can have wonderful course books, you can have a wonderful assessment system, you can have a wonderful campus like this one. Highly sophisticated physical conditions. But what are you going to do if your teachers are not competent? If they resist, what are you going to do? You cannot change the system. So they said, okay, I cannot work with the university academics because the universities nowadays don't allow the academics to work with the ministry because they're so busy, right, at the university. So the ministry said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to train my own trainers as an answer to your question. As a result of a kind of an evaluation system, God knows, I have no idea, they invited over 250 teachers to a course. And after certain eliminations, only 84 of them received a training to become trainers. Now they are actively serving as trainers all over the country. Every 2-week time, they travel to a city, and I also join them every now and then when it's possible, and we have an in-service training seminar there. So far, well, in fact, this is the first time I have a chance to use future perfect, so I'm not going to miss it. By the end of today, we will have covered 61 cities. I know that the quality is not very good. I don't know whether you can see it or not. Only some 20 cities are left. Like Çanakkale, Ankara. Ankara is going to have its own training in June for 2 weeks. Kırıkkale, Çorum, Yozgat, all the other cities are covered. Okay? So the ministry is not sitting and saying, I have changed the curriculum, everything is ready now. No, they are aware of the fact and they're trying to change people. When I joined these seminars, the first observation that I had was, as you can imagine, the resistance. The moment you go there, by the way, they kept swearing at me on the web. They didn't know who I was. So it's like, that's who prepared this curriculum. I had to censor myself because I didn't want to use dirty words there. And I actually saw those words for me on the net. So the moment I go to a city, I say, I'm that here in front of you. Okay? They feel so ashamed, but it's a wonderful feeling, you know. Yeah. They kept complaining about the lack of grammatical objectives. Whenever they see me, I'm like an equivalent of lack of grammatical objectives. They go, we don't have any grammatical objectives. So I said, well, so what? Okay. And some of them say, hey, you may skip grammatical objectives, but I won't. So whatever the unit is, I write down the grammatical points before I start teaching it. I pre-teach them, and they learn the unit more easily. Haha, are you kidding me? And of course they say that, but I cannot finish the syllabus. Well, of course, it's not a surprise if you keep doing that. I don't know whether you're familiar with this song, Black Sheep. Ba, ba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. Sorry for the voice. 1 for the master, 1 for the dame, and 1 for the little boy who lives down the lane. This song is suggested for the 5th grade farm unit. The teachers teach relative clauses. Before they teach this, I'm not kidding, don't laugh. They said this. They said that 5th grade is too early to teach relative clauses. And I said, who Who's teaching relative closeness? They're like, we are teaching. Why are you teaching? So it's like, Girmiş Bostan'a. They can survive this song too. I mean, you don't have a bunch of idiots and imbeciles in front of you, right? If you use your body language, they can easily understand. This is a children's song anyways. It's not Müslüm Gürses. Right, okay. Well, and then I say, why? Why are you doing this? Please tell me. I just couldn't get any satisfactory answers. And I was doing a lot of reading at that time, trying to find a way of inspiring these people. I don't know, finding the right path to have the communication with these people. I encountered this wonderful quotation by Alfie Khan, and says, the overwhelming number of teachers are unable to name or describe a theory of learning that underlines what they do. So they actually don't know what they're doing, why they are doing it, and whether there is any other alternative. Right. So I prepared a questionnaire. By the way, this questionnaire is not an official one because I didn't get an official permission from the ministry. So ethically, professionally, you cannot use these questionnaires unless you get official permission. So this is not, this is an academic work. Hearsay. Right. I prepared this questionnaire. I didn't ask the teachers to write their names down, so they somehow felt very comfortable. By the way, they feel very comfortable anyways. Either because of their ignorance, because they think that they are zaten wonderful. Okay, what's wrong with me? I mean, look at yourself kind of attitude, or they don't care. They're just doing this because they couldn't find anything else to do. Okay, so I used the questionnaire with the teachers in Zonguldak, Hatay, Şanlıurfa, and Ağrı. Amazingly, the teachers in Zonguldak gave more positive responses compared to the other cities, especially the teachers in Ağrı. They are like, we are all zombies, we're all dead. Don't touch us, kind of thing. In fact, I had terrible experiences in Nevşehir. Just because of that, I couldn't use the same questionnaire in Nevşehir, but I don't have the results here, but I will every now and then refer to those experiences. And I chose 10 people to have a kind of a casual interview. Okay, not a structured one. These were done after the session, so they were very tired, by the way. The sessions start on Monday at 9, finishes on Friday at 3, with a wonderful closing ceremony. So it's a full week in-service training seminar, all day long, okay? Now, out of 150 teachers, 150 all claim that language is a means of communication. There is no other definition of language, and they agree on that. And they believe that traditional grammar instruction does not teach language for communication. Please keep this in mind, okay?